What's going on, guys? NFL Week 13 pregame show here with my boy Shane. Week 13, dude. I feel like it was Week 1 yesterday, but we're rolling here. What a great slate we have today. A lot of great games, a lot of low spread games, which usually means good games. Um, Mike White playing in Minnesota today. We'll hop right into that one right away. Jets at Minnesota. Jets getting 3 on the road in Minnesota. Vikings at -3, getting 55% of the money, 70% of the bets. Over 44.5, getting a little bit of sharp money here. 75% of the money. Looking at 57% of the bets. Can Mike White win 2 in a row, Shane?
This line makes no sense to me.
Hmm.
If the Vikings are this elite team, right? Why is it essentially like a pick 'em against the Jets? Because if they're saying with it being in New York or in the Meadowlands, the Jets would be -3. Some doesn't make sense here. So I'm taking the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like, man, this is tough because the line makes no sense, and usually I'd go the line the way that makes no sense, right? But Mike White and his I looked at Mike White last year, right? He made a couple starts when Wilson got hurt. If you look at Mike, right? Once he makes a start, like usually his first start of the year is really good. He came in for Zach Wilson after his first start when Zach Wilson got hurt again last year, and then he played the week after that against the Bills last year. Let's just say it was not too hot. 24 for 48, 250 yards, 4 picks, 38.3 QBR. So my thing with Mike White is that I think defenses get a hold of him after his after they see a first thing of tape, after they see a first game, and they start to figure him out. And this is a defense, especially in the secondary, that's been playing pretty well. Patrick Peterson's been playing like he's back in his 25-year-old season. Like he's been playing pretty well. Harrison Smith's still back there. Like their secondary has stepped up past couple weeks. So that's what scares me with this team. And regarding the Jets, but Vikings, you're laying 3 at home, or you're betting the $1.50 money line. So I think if you get Jets at +3.5, it's a solid bet. But I'm not really confident in it, like I've been in the past with the Jets, just because it's Mike White, and I think he gets exposed a little bit today.
Well, it was against the Bills last year. The Bills have always been known to have a great defense. And I'm not trying to say Mike White's a great quarterback or whatever. I don't think he's the answer for the Jets. But the Vikings' offense overall this season hasn't been amazing. They can be prone to giving up a lot of yards. They play a lot of bend don't break type situation. They'll get you down the field, but maybe they don't let you in the end zone most of the time. I mean, Jets also have a bunch of injuries, but the line doesn't make sense to me, so I'm just going to go with the Jets here. That's all it is.
I can't disagree with you. All right, moving on. Titans at the Eagles today. Titans at +4.5. Usually a public play here. Getting some love on the public side. 65% of the money, 55% of the bets on Titans +4.5. Over under sitting at 44. Public likes the over as well. 70% on both the bets and the handle.
The one struggle I would say of this Eagles team is the run defense. And now they're playing Derrick Henry, who is the most polarizing running back that we have in the league. I'm taking the full-blown upset here. I'm taking the Titans over the Eagles. I've never really been a believer of this Eagles team. They've not been playing the way that they have in recent weeks, even though they just dropped 40 against the Packers. They still allowed 33 against the Packers, whose offense has been sputtering the entire season. Eagles also can't win every game. It's not going to happen. I don't think the Chiefs win every game. I don't think the Vikings win every game. They're due losses. They're playing a good team. They're playing a good coach. And then the Eagles, who are really good at running the ball, are now playing the best run defense in the league right now. So matchup says Titans, so I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah, Titans as a dog here with Vrabel. 21-7 ATS, getting more than 3.5 points, home or road. That fits today. He's also, I think, pretty good straight up in those games as well. I don't think Eagles lose at home today. I think it's gonna be close though. I think it's within a touchdown. I see points here in this one though. I see a back and forth game. I think Henry could have a big game against this Eagles defense that's struggling with their new guys coming in. They're still getting used to those new guys with Roquan and who's the guy from the Bears train?
From the Bears.
Yeah, the end.
I know they got Ndamukong Suh.
No. The guy from what's his name?
And Roquan's
Anyways,
on the Ravens, so I don't know what
oh
that
sorry, I'm
means.
all screwed up.
Yeah, you are.
Damn, what's his name?
They have Jordan Davis coming back, who's a rookie.
No, who's the guy from the Bears? The defensive end.
Couldn't tell you.
Robert Quinn.
I mean, mid.
Yeah, he's solid though. But anyways, I think Titans cover here. I would not be surprised if they won, but I'm not betting the money line here. I think Vrabel keeps it close. I think time of possession still on Titans side with Henry. I'm just worried about Tannehill versus that secondary. Making a couple mistakes. So the problem with the Titans is if they get down early, it's over. I just don't think they're a team that can come back, in my opinion.
They look like they're trying to pass the ball more, though, which is if they can figure out a way to, like, I don't want to say balance, but make it so they can use the passing game if needed, this team can be really dangerous. Because Treylon Burks has been, ever since he came back from IR, he's been stepping in. He hasn't fully replaced AJ Brown. This is the AJ Brown revenge game, remember? Maybe take AJ Brown anytime touchdown because he apparently hates, or he thinks that all Titans fans hate him. I don't think that's it.
Who's that?
But AJ Brown.
Hate
AJ Brown.
Right. Revenge game.
AJ Brown has said that he thinks that all Titans fans hate him.
Why would they hate him? They didn't trade him.
Don't ask me. He just said it.
That's a dumb comment.
But I mean, maybe a little sprinkle on the AJ Brown anytime touchdown, maybe.
No, for sure. Yeah. Especially, I mean, I can't. Okay, so I've been a hater of this Titan secondary for like years now, and they've been playing like up, probably average, right? They're not below average, probably average. They're
bend don't break. They can allow a lot of yards, but they don't allow touchdowns.
I think Vrabel's using the Bill Belichick method here with this defense. It's, let them get all the yards they want and stop them in the red zone. Hold them to field goals, right? And then he relies on his offense to, make plays for him. So I like the Titans spread, but I think the Eagles pull it out late, maybe with a late field goal. But yeah, I like Titans in the spread here. Just the numbers and variable, it looks good here. 4.5. Moving right along. Oh boy. Let's throw in some gloves here, Shane. Commanders at the Giants. Giants getting 2.5 at home. Public, of course, like every week on the Giants at plus 2.5, plus 2. 75% of the money, 60% of the bets. Under is getting a lot of sharp money, of course, at under 40.5. You gotta roll the under, right?
Obviously, yeah. This is gonna be like a 13-10 game. My problem is, do we really think the Commanders would be near 6-point favorites if this was in Washington?
No.
Especially with the Giants for like the first time this season actually getting a bunch of people back. Yeah, Chase Young's back, but it's his first game in over a year. So I don't think they fully just put him in and be like, hey, go play 60 snaps or whatever. They're probably going to limit him a little bit. Heineke is Heineke. I mean, yeah, he can make some throws, but he could also miss some throws. He's kind of just a placeholder. I don't think he's the future of Washington anyway. The only person in this game I would start in fantasy at all is Saquon. I'm not touching this game regardless. Even the defenses I wouldn't touch because I don't trust anything. But again, this is another game where the line looks weird. And I know this may make me sound like a homer, but the Giants should not be 2.5 home underdogs against the Commanders. When the Giants, the Giants are on a 2-game losing streak. The Commanders won 6 of the last 7.
I'll let you finish, but go ahead.
The Giants still have a better record. and they're at home. This has been a pretty split, like history wise. I still think it's gonna be a split. So the next time they play, I'm gonna take the Commanders. I'm just taking the Giants because the line seems weird, and B, they are the home team. I think this is a split though.
Looking at your schedule, man.
Yeah, I think we win 2 games the rest of the year. This one,
Yeah.
or one game against the Commanders. I'm picking this
Yep.
one, and then I think they beat the Colts.
So
And then,
you
yeah, you go.
I like your Giants game. I've never been a Giants hater this whole year. I picked them to beat many upsets this year. I had them in a lot of upsets. But you've lost 3 of your last 4. Okay. The only win you have is against the Texans at home in a gross game. You won by 8 points.
I
Commanders, on
wouldn't
the other
say
hand,
gross.
gross game.
The Texans scored a late touchdown to make it look closer.
Yeah, but you weren't. It wasn't pretty though.
Yeah, that's just how the Giants are.
I know.
You don't win pretty.
Commanders have won 6 of the last 7, including wins over Philadelphia, Green Bay, in Chicago. Only loss they have is against the Vikings by 3. I gotta roll with the Commanders here, dude. I know it's a weird line, but I think both teams are going in different directions, in my opinion. I had the Commanders under 8 wins this year because I thought Wentz was going to be playing because I can't stand Carson Wentz, but now they're at 7 wins already. So my under 8 it looks like garbage unless they lose the rest of the year to Giants twice, San Fran, Cleveland, Dallas, which is possible. I mean they could lose out the rest of the year, especially those last 3 games with Watson back. But I gotta take Commanders here. I don't love it at all. I love the under 40.5. You can book that right now.
That's
you can take it under 38.5. Under 40 play.
Take it under 35.
Yeah, under is the play here, and I have to lean the Commanders, and I don't love it. I hate going against the road team, the home team in this one, especially in the divisional game. Home team has a huge advantage. But I have to roll with the Commanders here just because of the direction the team's going with Heineke, and they're playing much better football. That defense is playing great. They held Philly to 21 points. In Philly. That's a pretty good testament. So I'm gonna have to roll the Commanders here and on the hot streak. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But again, I'll see you later. But I hope we watch the Giants win. But no, my opinion, I have to roll the hot team here. Browns at the Texans. This one's gonna be interesting, I think. Browns -8, getting a whole shit ton of money. 80% money line handle and bets. Under 46.5, gonna get a shit ton of money here too. And of course, Browns in probably every single parlay this weekend.
I do think the Browns win, but I think the Texans cover. I don't think Deshaun Watson does a whole lot this game. I don't think he hasn't played in 700 days. He's gonna be rusty, but even then, he still has. I mean, he has the potential to go off, but I don't think they even try to allow him to do that. They're playing against the worst run defense in the league, and you have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in your backfield. This is the perfect game for Watson to come back, get eased in, try to give him some easy throws to get him accumulated back playing in an NFL offense, and then just carry with Chubb and Hunt.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be a lower scoring game.
I don't know, man. I get your sides. I first thing I looked at that, I thought under because Deshaun coming back after not playing for how long, right? New system, new players. Texans offense can't move the ball. I just have a sneaky feeling that Houston's playing with some fucking energy today.
That's why I'm taking them in their home.
Okay, yeah, I see that then. Yeah. Okay. So you see Texans cover in a gross game.
It's going to be 23-17 or something. They're going to pick off Watson, and the whole crowd's going to fucking erupt. And then I think the Browns are just going to try to just get this game done and over with. I don't think they care that they're playing the Texans.
I think Chubb gets 25 carries today.
And then Hunt probably gets double digits too.
Yeah. I think they run the hell out of the ball. Manage that clock. Get the win and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Literally. So, all right. No, God. Broncos at the Baltimore Ravens today. Dude, have you seen these numbers on Broncos unders this year? It's freaking insane.
Well, yeah, did you see the stat where it's like if they scored 18 points every game, they'd be like 9-1
Yeah.
at one
So I
point?
was looking at this stuff this morning before the show. Obviously, Broncos 1-10, I should say 10-1 in favor of the under this year. Um, they're also 7-0 straight up to under is 7-0 in the last 7 games following a straight up loss, which they've had plenty of that today. But I like the under here, and here's why. Both defenses play great into other teams' liabilities, right? Denver with the rush is terrible, right? We know that.
Yeah.
And Baltimore's rush defense is ranked second in the league at only allowing 82. They're also 12th in the league, only allowing 20 points a game. But on the other side, Denver's defense, secondary is loaded. They rank third against the pass, allowing only 185 yards in the air. And Lamar has not been throwing the ball well this year. He has not his fault really. He's got no weapons. Mark Andrews has been dropping balls left and right last couple weeks. He ranks 26 on offense in the passing game, not even getting 200 yards a game. Only thing that worries me in this matchup is the run game for the Ravens. I think they could run the ball on this Denver team.
Yeah, Denver does
Gus,
not have a great run defense.
No. Gus Bus is playing today. Lamar will be running all over the field. I think it's going to be an ugly, ugly win for the Ravens today. Maybe like a 14-6, 17-7, 17-10 type of win. I think it's going to be ugly. I see the Ravens come out and win under. I like the under a lot.
Nothing really else to add. The Broncos are just abysmal. Did you go to Russ's birthday party?
Yeah, I did, and you know what? I didn't see anybody else there.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of other people there. It was weird.
I got an invite last second because his wife was like, "Yeah, no one's here, so just show up." I'm like, all right,
you think
cool.
Mike Purcell was there after he bitched at Russell?
Yeah, I don't really think so. No, I don't think he was there.
You don't think he gave him for a present? He gave him the offensive playbook. He's like, "Hey, you should learn this a little bit."
Do you really think it's him though, or do you think it's Hackett? It's gotta be a mix of both. I think.
I think you have to get rid of Hackett and then give it another year of Russ and figure it out,
or someone else to call plays.
I think Hackett clearly just is not it. If you have to hire somebody to make decisions for you, that's
he's not a head coach. He's not a head coach. He's Matt Nagy, in my opinion. He's not a head coach. He's a great offensive, savant.
Doesn't look like it.
When you give him all the other responsibility, I think some of that gets taken away from his offensive play calling. So I think he ends up probably back with Green Bay at some point, in my opinion. Next game, shit show alert. Jaguars at the Lions. Lions getting the point because they're probably at home. That's the only reason why. Let's see money-wise here. Lions -1. Getting 70% of the bets, only 56% of the money. Under 51, little sharp play there. 50% of the money, 40% of the bets. I got nothing, dude. I have no idea. The over?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of points in this game. I'm just gonna take the team that through recently has been playing better football, and
Jaguars.
What?
I said that just to see your face.
It feels weird to say taking the Lions at home. Lions can never win at home. I mean, they just hung close with the Bills on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
and they've won 3 of their last 4.
Defense is playing better.
Defense is playing better. Aiden Hutchinson stepping up. He's not getting a lot of sacks. I think he has
a pick last game though.
He had 2 picks last month. 2. Yeah. He had one against the Giants.
He's not he's certified not a boss, but yeah, he's playing good. No.
But I mean, ETN's questionable. They didn't bring him back last week, but he's gonna play. He's gonna be fine.
Limited probably.
I mean, that's why they didn't bring him back at all last week because they didn't want any chance of that. So I mean, he's not going to get the full workload. But
I think it's a great letdown spot for the Jags.
Yeah, and Jameson Williams is first game activated,
and I think the Lions D-line gets to Lawrence Day too. Mm-hmm. I think Hutchinson gets in there for 2 sacks. That Jags O-line not good at all. Lawrence gets hit like right away. So it's, again, he's playing great though. I think he's playing really well,
Lawrence, he's
especially
a
for
top
us.
10 fantasy quarterback right now.
Yeah. So he's playing. He's coming to his own like how he's supposed to be. And so is Justin Fields. And everyone like ruled those two guys out the first year. Like, oh my god, they play like shit. They're both playing really well, which leads us into our next segment here. Packers at the Bears. Packers laying the 4.5. Little weird, I think. Laying 4.5 in Chicago. I know Rodgers beats up on the Bears, but oh shit, line movement alert. That line just dropped to 3.5. Yikes. So now it's at
So
3.5. Packers getting 65% of the money, 65% of the bets, over 45. Little public, 70%, 60% on the handle and money. And Packers probably in some parlays today, public side.
see, I at first I was thinking my first instinct when looking at this game was to take the Bears. However, Justin Fields I don't think is 100%. What is the one thing about the Bears that is making them able to compete in games? It's
His
Justin Fields'
legs.
running ability.
His legs.
I don't think they want to run him that much with his shoulder being messed up.
Mm.
So I think we don't see a lot of running from Justin Fields. Like I'm benching him in fantasy because I can't do it. I'm benching him for a guy that hasn't played in 700 days. But
I think I'd be more cautious if he played last week, but he's had a whole week now, so he might be good to go. I don't know. We'll see first quarter. We'll see, first possession. We'll know if he's there or not,
yeah,
and that'll be the test. But you gotta lean Bears here. You got to.
lean Bears to cover, but I still think if Rodgers is playing, so I think they're gonna win. Rodgers
He's
just
got to
owns the
win this
Bears.
game, man. This got to
Like
be a win.
we say that there's teams that own other teams. Aaron Rodgers himself owns the Chicago Bears.
Especially in Chicago.
I think he's like 23-5 against them all
That's
time.
crazy. But
So
I could see some points here too, though.
I mean, Bears defense is stinky. Packers defense missing some pieces.
Yeah.
Could be point again. It just comes down to what we see at it, how healthy Justin Fields is.
Packers defense gives us some stupid ass penalties too. We saw that in the last game with the Eagles. A lot of unsportsmanlike, a lot of like after the hit shit. Just like
They probably should have won that game.
yeah. And dude, I had a nice little same game parlay going with that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Rodgers over 1.5 touchdowns, lock. Watson to get a touchdown, and Packers to win. And that would have paid out a little juicy parlay, but shit happens. So that's why we don't do parlays.
No.
So moving on. I think it's a good game. I think I think you should see some points in that one. So hope A-Rock can stay healthy the whole game. But my least favorite game on the slate.
That's messed up. All the
I
Steelers
got nothing to say.
I take the Steelers because their defense has been playing good.
Can they stop Mariota on the run game? That's my question.
I believe so.
Are they fast enough in the linebacker department to stop him?
I mean, the Falcons don't really run Marcus Mariota that much, which is confusing.
No, but the thing is, he can. That's the problem, though.
Well, he can, but like we haven't seen it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like they run him like 4 times a game, which is like that's like how much like Patrick Mahomes runs.
No, again, this is kind of like the Lions game for me. I think the Steelers line just gets to the quarterback.
Yeah.
They got to Matt Ryan. They got to get to Mariota.
Ever since T.J. Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick have been back, they've forced at least 2 turnovers a game.
Totally different team.
Yes, because they're built on their defense. Yes. I think the defense. I mean, maybe they score, but I think they've at very least set the Steelers up in good field positions to score. Najee looks like he's good to play.
Man, he's terrible.
He could just be Eddie Lacy. Like
Eddie Lacy, watch him play
once he started getting fat.
If you watch him play and you look at some replays, dude, he's not even hitting holes.
I think he has Saquon Barkley syndrome when he was the first in the league, where he was very indecisive on where to go.
And then he gets up and he's pissed at himself. My dude, change. Like he's literally getting mad at himself for doing that. Like, but he's not changing. Like, I don't know. Something's wrong. Like with this dude's vision. I don't know. But he is just like, If he's getting a draw, man, he's going straight down the middle no matter what's happening. He's not bouncing out outside. He's going straight into the center's ass and getting stopped by D lineman. Like every time. He's getting like 2 yards a carry. Like
Doesn't help that the Steelers' offensive line is atrocious, but
it's bad, but he should be good enough to make something out of his runs. 3 yards, 3.5 yards a carry, not 2. You're setting Kenny Pickett up for 3rd and 6 every goddamn third down. They're lucky Snell ran the ball well last week because they would have lost that game. All right. Great game. Dolphins at Niners. Dolphins getting 4.5 on the road. I believe the public is on the Dolphins here. Dolphins getting down to 4 now. 65% of the money, 75% of the bets. Sharp money on the under here on this one, 46.5. 65% of the money, about 25% of the bets. Probably one of the sharpest over-unders we've seen all year. Public is on the Dolphins plus money here today. I think the Niners' only way to win this one is ugly.
Yeah, they win with defense, and their defense hasn't allowed a second half point in like 7
look
weeks.
Who they played though. Who's it? Texans? Texans? Who else?
Hold on, I'll pull up their schedule. You keep talking.
So the Dolphins are obviously going to be a public team here. I mean, they're hot. You know, they're Tua's playing like an MVP. But I think this Niners team has the experience advantage. They have not better quarterback, more experienced quarterback. They have the weapons on offense to hang with the Dolphins if they get out to a lead. The only problem with me and the Niners is why I can't back them today and why I'm not laying any money on them is we've seen the Niners get down to good teams or bad teams, Texans, and just straight out struggle. Like that first half, the Niners-Texans first half was atrocious to watch.
I don't know what game you're talking about. They have not played the Texans.
Which game? What?
The last 4 games have been the Rams, the Chargers, the Cardinals, and the Saints.
I remember I had a first half on them one game.
Yeah, it was against the Falcons. I remember that one.
Oh, Falcons. Yep, Falcons. They got down was it like 10, 13 nothing, and they couldn't come back because they're not a team that's going to come back from a down lead. Like it's just a Titans team. Jimmy G cannot play from behind. He plays great from ahead. He's probably the best game manager in the league behind Tom Brady. And they need to have a good first half. If Dolphins come out firing, I think the game's over. I think Dolphins win. But if I believe in the Niners defense, which I do, and their team in general, I think they can pull out a nasty win today.
I like the under. I'm on the Dolphins, which may surprise you because you know how much of a Niners guy I am.
No, I 4.5. I'll take 4.5 too because the money.
No, I think they win. I think the Niners or the Dolphins win.
Dolphins win.
Yes.
I have the Dolphins winning. Hot take. Wow.
I mean, the Dolphins are hot with Tua in the lineup. It's hard. I mean, the Niners defense is good, but their weakness is their secondary, and you're going against Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, the fastest duo in like NFL history.
Yep.
I still think there's not a lot of points in this game. However, I think we see Tyreek maybe like get a busted coverage play or something. He'll like split the safety, something, get a big one. And then they try to manage the clock. Jeff Wilson revenge game. Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
Debo's questionable. He might not play.
That's not true.
I mean, I think the Niners are also kind of due a loss. Yeah. They haven't lost in a while.
I mean, Dolphins are due for a loss too, if you want.
Yeah, but like who has a better chance of like controlling the game? Taking control of the game. I'm taking the Dolphins because they have a more explosive offense.
I agree. If you're betting the Niners today, you're basically betting them in the first half. Mm-hmm. Like, if you want to bet Niners, bet them in the first half because if they come out shaky and slow and stagnant and probably losing the first half and more than a touchdown, this game's over. Sorry, just how it is. Dolphins have won 5 straight, beating some shitbags in my opinion. Pittsburgh, Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland, Houston. This is their first real test since their last loss against Minnesota, which they lost by 8 with no Tua, of course.
Yeah.
San Fran coming to this one is, let's see, 7-4, first in the division. Winners of 4 straight being the Rams, Chargers, Arizona, and New Orleans. Last loss being to the Chiefs with a blowout. It's if Niners win, it's going under. If Dolphins win, it's going over. That's my opinion. Because I think if Dolphins win, they're going to put up points today, 28 plus on this team. That's the only way they're going to win. If it's low scoring, I'm taking the Niners. So that's the way I look at it. But I lean Niners money line, but I think the Dolphins cover. That's my play.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Dolphins cover. Next one. Seahawks at the Rams. Seahawks, you fucked me real nice last week. Okay? Real nice. Like, you buttered me up and just like, yeah. Went right in there. Okay? 9-leg parlay last week. We do a $25 lottery play every week. 9 legs. Everyone hit but the goddamn Seahawks in overtime. Thank you. Go ahead, Shane.
Rams are dead. That's all I got. Rams are dead. Stafford's basically out he's got shut down for the year. Kupp's out for the year. Aaron Donald's missing his first game. So
under City.
Yeah. Just give me the Seahawks. That's all there's. I mean, I wouldn't touch a spread if you gave me the money to bet the spread on this game, I still wouldn't do it.
Under.
I'll take the under, but I mean, Seahawks defense can be susceptible to giving up points, but they could also just hold Wolford to like 3.
Mm-hmm. Is it Wolford or Perkins?
They don't know, so I don't know.
All right, moving
Either
right
way,
along. Weird line.
And this is what I like. This is my lock of the week.
Oh, lock of the week.
Give me the Raiders right this minute.
Wow. Line makes absolutely no sense, and Shane's taking it. Sharp money on the Raiders here at -2. You know why? Because Shane's sharp. 51% of the money, 35% of the bets. Public on the over as well. Over 49.5, getting 60% of the money, 71% of the bets. Public all over the Chargers here to get the upset.
Yeah, because they know that they have the preconceived notion that the Raiders stink. The Raiders have been playing decent football the past few weeks. Surprisingly, it took them to now to do it. They played once in week 1, and the Chargers barely squeaked by. And I think the Raiders are playing better than they were at the beginning of the season. Chargers are still the most injured team in the league. The division game gonna have a split. Just give me the Raiders here. I don't think Josh Jacobs has a game like he did last week. I will say that. I don't think he goes for like 200-something yards and like 3 touchdowns. However, I still think the Raiders win this like 27-20 or something.
Problem with the Raiders is they played 2 games back-to-back in overtime. I think they're a little beat up. Chargers they've won 2 of the last 4. Lost to the Chiefs and the Niners. So 2 tough games. One on the road, one at home. Chiefs game was, tough. I had the Chiefs in that one, but that was a sweaty one. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be within 3 points. So if you can get Chargers at +3 or better, I take the Chargers. I think Raiders pull this one out late, though. Late field goal. Man, it's just tough for me to bet on the Raiders, man. It's just really, really hard to do that.
I was thinking this. This is what the Raiders do best. They shoot themselves in the foot. They were in position to have the number 2 pick in the draft and get an absolute game changer. Now they're just going to start winning games and ruin their draft position, and now they're going to take some dude that nobody thought would be taken in the first round because Mike Mayock doesn't know what he's doing, and they're going to screw themselves again. Like, they don't have a single first-round pick on their roster since like 2016.
Last 6 years.
Yeah.
Last 6 years. Yep. So everyone can say, "Oh, John Gruden sucked." No,
they had Will Anderson in their hands, and I think he's the best player in the draft.
Mm.
and now they're going to end up with probably some corner that's going to end up doing drugs or something. That's just what they do.
What the fuck? All right. Before we get into Sunday Night Football, sorry.
You forgot about like the most important game.
Oh no, believe me, I know that game, buddy.
This one right here.
Chiefs at the Bengals. Hey, Shane, any guess on where the money is at today?
Oh, it's always on the Chiefs. When in doubt,
The
you bet the Chiefs.
Chiefs. The Chiefs are the biggest public play, possibly in the NFL of the year right now. 90% of the money on -2, 81% of the bets. The overs as well getting pounded, 52.5. What a weird line. 90% of the money, 80% of the bets. Chiefs at -135, getting 76% of the money, 76% of the bets. My big play of the day is on this game today. Shane, you probably have a good understanding where I'm going with this one, but I'm gonna let you speak.
This game it's weird. First of all, this game is making me just think of the Chiefs Bills game that happened earlier in the year. This over under a 52 is just staring me in the eyes.
Yeah.
And it's saying take the goddamn under, which I am inclined to agree with. I don't think there's going to be crazy points in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's factors on both sides of this game. The Chiefs have lost in Cincinnati the past 6 times that these teams have played. The Bengals have won the last 3 overall against the Chiefs. So, are the Bengals the kryptonite to the Chiefs, or is this the revenge game for Patrick Mahomes?
There's only one way to find out, Shane. Hit me up on GoGetEm_sports on Twitter, and you'll find out who's gonna win the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the only way you're gonna know. Only way you're gonna know. Hit me up at GoGetEm_sports on Twitter, when it will be sent right to you, right via DM.
Also,
locked in at 10 a.m. this morning.
Joe Mixon is unlikely to play. Highly unlikely to play.
Which is sus.
Jamar Chase expected to play with no snap count limitations.
Woo!
And this will make you feel better. Debo is expected to play.
Okay. Feel a little better. Moving on to Sunday Night Football. Are you ready for some football?
Nobody's ready for this game. No one's watching this.
Dallas.
Oh
what
my God.
A great game of football. Colts are getting 10.5. Yikes.
See, I think that a local place that makes caskets is gonna have one ready for Matt Ryan because he's gonna get sacked like 10 times. Micah Parsons is literally gonna eat Matt Ryan's ass live on television.
Wow.
This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. I don't know how the Colts score points. I don't know how they're gonna do this because they might have the worst offensive line in football. They're going against the best pass rush in football. Their only receiving option really is. Did you watch the game? The last Colts game.
Yeah, I had the Steelers. Hello.
Yeah. What the fuck are the Colts?
What are they? It's called a coach who has no idea what he's doing, and a quarterback who is slow as dirt and who has no more arm. And I think Ryan Kelly's out today.
Cowboys -50. I don't know what we're doing here.
28-10 Dallas.
I think Zeke gets in probably twice. This is what Zeke does. He'll go for 50 yards and he'll score
2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Because they'll get to the goal line or whatever. Do you think the Cowboys try to really make a statement for the Odell sweepstakes? Because Odell's making Odell said he's talking with his family, and He's making the decision this upcoming week.
It's Dallas, dude. Sorry.
I also don't think he plays this season.
It's Dallas.
I don't think Odell plays this season.
Where's he going though?
I mean Dallas. It's either Dallas or New York, and
Where's
I
he
know
going?
that seems biased for me to say this, but
But Shane.
I personally think he goes to Dallas, but
Where's he? Say it one more time. Where's he going?
Dallas.
Okay.
But would I be surprised if he goes to New York? No, because
I would be.
he's already been there and he wants to play. He said he wants to play for a big market, but you're Dallas.
Is there a bigger market in football?
I think he means city, like he's in New York.
No, Dallas is the only. I can't, dude. No, Dallas. 2-year
If
deal.
I'm him, I'd go to fucking Buffalo. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, be a third option though.
He was the third option on the Rams, and he won a Super Bowl.
Good point. Yeah. Yeah, I like the under here. Under 44. Colts ain't scoring points.
Colts
Dude.
aren't going to score points.
So if you think that the Cowboys are going to score 40, take the over. But if not, take the under. Yeah, I think Dak has not a great game, solid game because Colts are good against the pass. That's one thing they're good about is the passing game.
I don't think Dak isn't going to hurt the Cowboys, but I don't think he's going to win them the game right now. This is pure. We're going to run the football.
Pure clock management run game.
Pollard and Zeke are going to do it. All the Pollard fanboys are back out again because he went off for like a game or two against like the worst run defense in the league and then without Zeke. He's like, oh, we should start him.
Hey, I wonder what a same game parlay, and we just talked about not betting parlays. I'm already looking into this one. What if you bet both of them to get in?
I mean, there's probably some decent juice. There might be decent juice for the Pollard side of it. Zeke is always going to be like minus whatever.
Pollard's minus 120.
Maybe they think
it's plus 290 for them to both get in.
They probably think that it's going to be such a high, like a lopsided game that they probably give Pollard more touches on. Because they're not going to want to overwork Zeke. And everybody that says Pollard should start over Zeke is still the guy. They're paying him the money.
Yeah.
So they're going to.
And Jerry loves Zeke.
Pollard's probably not even going to be on the Cowboys next season. Let's be honest.
Yikes.
He's a free agent, and some teams probably going to pay him. Maybe the Falcons.
If you bet them to both have 2 plus 3,500.
Okay, but that's ridiculous. Let's talk about that there.
Yikes.
Yeah, no, the Colts are just not. They need a complete overhaul this offseason. Like clear the coaching staff. I mean,
Sean Payton, come on in.
You can keep the defensive coordinator. He's doing.
He gone.
He's fine.
He gone.
You think the defensive coordinator's gone?
Dan Quinn's getting a job next year. Yeah.
But you just said Sean Payton, so one of them's got to be a head coach.
Sean Payton's coming in.
Why would Dan Quinn lead the Cowboys defensive coordinator position to be the Colts defensive coordinator?
No, he's gonna be a head coach.
You just said Dan Quinn's taking that job, and you also said Sean Payton's taking the job. They both can't be the head coach.
No. I said Dan Quinn's taking another job.
Oh yeah, he should be the coach of the Broncos.
Taking the coach job. Yeah, I agree.
Dan Quinn should be the Broncos coach.
Perfect situation for him, dude. Great defense, veteran quarterback. Hire somebody to run your offense, and that's really awesome spot for him to go. So
my problem with the Sean Payton thing is I really think they're just grooming Kellen Moore to be the guy.
I see that too, but
Mike McCarthy is the most head coach that right now. He doesn't do anything. Yeah, he's there because of his name.
Yeah. So all right, Monday Night Football, Saints at the Bucks. Bucks laying 3.5 at home versus the Saints. We know how Brady plays against the Saints team, but let's get into some money figures first. Saints are a little sharp money, getting 50% of the money, 36% of the bets. Under, surprisingly, getting most of the money right now, 40.5, 55% of the money, 52% of the bets, and Bucks on the money line, 82% of the bets in the Bucks to win today.
Give me the New Orleans Saints. Please and thank you. Mm-hmm. Brady is pretty much dog water against the Saints unless he plays them in the playoffs. And then I mean, the Saints are a little bit banged up, but again, it's just a team knowing and being able to scheme against certain things, and the Saints have proven to be able to scheme against Tom Brady. Dennis Allen knows how to work against Tom Brady, and I think it doesn't stop randomly tomorrow night. Leonard Fournette might not be playing, which I mean, take that for what you will. If he's playing,
He lost his job anyways.
it's already a split backfield right now as it is. I don't. Leonard Fournette's not going to get re-signed by the Bucks. I don't think. I think it's just going to be Rashad White next year. But the Bucks just lost Tristan Wirfs,
Big
the
loss.
only good part of their offensive line that was left. So they are rolling a bunch of backup offensive linemen and third string offensive linemen against the New Orleans Saints, who are going to really try for this game because that division is completely up for grabs.
Yep.
The winner of that division is going to be like 7-10, and it's going to be. They're going to host a playoff game. They might host a playoff game against the New York Giants.
Have they played yet? Oh, they did play. Yeah, second game.
Yeah, that's when Winston looked like a duck. But I mean, I'm just taking the Saints here. Fade the public, and you have.
I think public will be on the Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have the narrative of Brady sucking against them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you
struggling.
Could say struggling is probably a better way, but he has had stinkers against them.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But, yeah,
Saints are probably going to be Saints will be the need for Vegas. Public will of course be on Brady in primetime, but
since also I think I think Vegas gets kind of kicked in the butt a little bit with the Cowboys on Sunday night. This is the makeup spot for them.
Yep. They
just make pretty much everything back and then some with the Saints against the Bucks.
Gotcha. All right, Shane. Time for some props. We did not have a show last week because of some personal issues, but Shane fucking swept the board last week. Just so everyone heads up. So, first one, Gus Edwards over 54.5 rushing yards at -110.
Yeah, Broncos suck at defending the run, and the Ravens love running the ball, and Gus Edwards is starting running back for that team. So why on earth is this line so low? He's covered it 2 of the last 3 games, and now he's playing against a below-average run defense. And I think the Ravens, who are 9-point favorites, they're expected to win this game handily. They're going to control the clock, give their running back the ball. It's Gus Edwards. It's simple 1+1 situation here. Good running back on a good run team going against a bad run defense. 54.5 seems too low. I could easily see 60 to 70.
Gotcha. I like Edwards today too. He's also good for a touchdown today too, I think. So,
yes.
He's been the goal line back too. So -110, great value. This one's even more. I think probably the best value prop I've seen all week. Rodgers over 1.5 passing touchdowns at -105.
What are we doing here? Is it because Aaron Rodgers is like kind of hurt with his thumb or whatever?
Hasn't stopped him all year.
It hasn't stopped him yet. He slings the ball. He owns the Bears. The Bears have top 3 worst defense in the league. The Packers are finally figuring out their offense. Christian Watson's emerging. You can pass it to Aaron Jones, pass it to Allen Lazard. It's late for them to be figuring it out, but they're figuring it out, which I think is it's a really good sign for the Packers. I think having an off year isn't a bad thing. We've seen teams in other sports have like one off year and then next year they blow up. Like the Warriors had the number 2 overall pick one year, the next year they won the championship. So these teams that have shown to be like good over a long span of time, it's probably really beneficial for them to have an off year at some point. This is it. But Aaron Rodgers 1.5 passing touchdowns at -105. It seems like extreme value.
Agreed.
So why not?
Love that prop. Next one, I love all these really. Christian McCaffrey over 38.5 receiving yards against the Dolphins today.
Elijah Mitchell being out was the main reason I took this, because Christian McCaffrey is going to see the field a lot more. And the way I see this game is the way that the Niners are going to have to compete with this passing offense of the Dolphins. They're going to have to find a way to pass the ball on their own. Christian McCaffrey is the quick drop-off option. He can easily make people miss. He's still the Christian McCaffrey of old. He just hasn't been getting as much volume because they've been holding back on him to try to keep him healthy for the playoffs. However, no Elijah Mitchell is kind of forcing him into a position where he has to play more.
Mhm.
And because of that, I think he sees a lot more production this week. He might have his best game of the season this week. Who knows? I mean, he might go for a hundo. If you could bet that, and I would sprinkle that honestly, because I don't think they try to work Debo too much either, because with him being kind of messed up. I think McCaffrey could easily see like 6, 7 catches this game
Mm.
because their offense is already condensed as it is, and now they're
Yep.
losing Elijah Mitchell and
I like
Debo's banged
Ayuk.
up.
I like Ayuk here too. If
Yeah,
I can just
I
hop
also
in
like
1 second,
Ayuk.
I like Ayuk. He's been, he came into this league expected to be like a close number, a 1B or a 2A, and he's grown on me the last couple weeks. He's over the middle guy. He's been playing really
Mm-hmm.
well. Um, I Kittle has been playing really well too. He's getting back into his groove from his comeback from the injury. His offense is cooking, and I gotta call out myself. I was not a believer in this team 4 weeks ago, and you and I talked about this a while ago. I was when they got McCaffrey, I said big whoop, but this offense is kicking ass right now, especially if when Debo's there. It's just another threat, another worry for the defense. But Ayuk has been a great second option for them. So I'm love this offense right now.
Big alert, game changer. Kenny Galladay's not playing. I can't
Oh,
believe it. Oh my
shut the show
god.
down. Game over.
He's inactive because of an illness. He woke up
Oh,
not
Jesus
feeling good.
Christ.
Yeah, Giants, can you cut him, please?
What a might be the worst contract in Giants
Trade him
history.
for a conditional 7th round pick in like 4 years.
To who?
Anybody that needs a receiver. Ravens, give me a 20. Give me a. Well, yeah, you guys or something else. Having a corner be your number one receiving option? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Anyways, Kyron Williams over 14.5 receiving yards at -120.
All right, we know the Rams stink, right?
That is indeed
Yeah,
true.
their offensive line stinks. So I think they're gonna have to get rid of the ball fast, and their passing down running back is Kyron Williams. I will continue to take Kyron. I took a Kyron Williams prop last week and it hit. I'm gonna keep taking these until they figure out the line or figure out how to like manage this guy. Like, yeah, he's not like the best athlete, but he can catch the ball, which is all that I'm taking for his props. He had over on his receptions last week. Uh, who the fuck are the Rams playing at? The Seahawks. Seahawks defense isn't even that good. Kyron Williams is probably going to see 3 or 4 catches this game. And Allen Robinson's out, so that's even just more room to catch the ball. From Walford or Perkins, whatever scrub they put in the under center.
Good dump off option there. I like
Yes.
that.
This might be my favorite one here.
Oh, Evan McPherson.
Everybody
over
was
1.5.
Everybody's pooping on this guy early in the season because he missed like some field goals against the Steelers in week 1. But
Pooping.
yeah, but, like he's still a really good kicker. I was on him from his rookie year. I drafted this dude in fantasy. I didn't pick him up on the waiver wire to wait for him to get here. I drafted this dude to be my kicker because I thought he was a monster. And look at him. He won. He made the Super Bowl his rookie year because of his kicks. The Chiefs' defense is another defense that's like a bend don't break kind of thing. Even though they have been playing better, but you can get yards on the Chiefs, and the Bengals have a good offense. So I think the Bengals can get held a decent bit this game, and that just makes Evan McPherson kicking more field goals. All these kickers had their line at 1.5, so just getting kickers in the right situation is what you need to hammer down. I did the same thing with Robbie Gould when they played the Chiefs, hit in the first quarter. The Niners and Bengals can be a somewhat comparable team, even though like it's like flip-flop, like really good offense, bad defense, bad. It's flip-flop, but either way, they can move down the field against the Chiefs. And I think this Fearson line's too easy.
I can't get over the fact you said he pooped on him.
He did. Everybody's pooping on him.
Oh man, I love it. Speaking of kickers, man, those fucking going downhill real quick.
Why don't you fill me in? Who?
Nick Folk.
Your boy Nick Folk that like could kick. kick all these frigid field goals, dude? Are you
I don't
kidding
know
me?
what's going on with him, but
You know what I find
going down.
interesting? The Patriots activated another kicker before your guys' game,
Yeah, I saw that. Maybe he was a little banged up.
or is it time to move on?
No way. What is wrong with you?
I mean, if the
Moving
Patriots,
on. Nope. Next segment.
okay,
Next, Shane starts and sits. Don't say anything stupid.
all right,
Whoa,
at
wait,
quarter,
wait, wait, time out before we even get to that.
yeah.
Weren't you the motherfucker 2 weeks ago who said Nick Folk was the best player on the Patriots?
I said, yeah, I said the best player on your guys' offense. How has your guys' offense really looked this season?
And now you want to cut him.
I think you let the other guy go the rest of the season and see how he does.
Holy shit.
Nick Folk
No,
cannot
no,
kick past
that's it.
50.
No, that's it.
You agree with me on
No,
you
go
can't kick
ahead.
past 50.
Just do your fucking.
All right. At quarterback, we have Trevor Lawrence. He's been playing good this year. He's going against a bad Lions defense. I believe it's not the highest. It's one of the highest over-unders on the slate. Um Lions can't really or aren't the greatest at defending the pass. Trevor Lawrence should be able to not mess you up this week in fantasy. These are must-win games now in fantasy. This is really the crunch time of fantasy football. If you need a quarterback,
Breaking news.
yep,
Breaking news.
yep, breaking
Two
news.
breaking newses. Pittsburgh Steelers now -1.5 in Atlanta. Whole 1.5 line movement. And my boy Jerry Jeudy is active today.
Yeah, he'll get hurt in like 5 minutes.
Keep
But
going.
at running back, this seems like a weird one to have on here because you should think you should be starting him, but people still think that you shouldn't be starting Ezekiel Elliott. Get it through your mind that Zeke's the starter. I'm sick of telling people that Tony Pollard, or people saying that Tony Pollard is going to be the new guy. No, just play Zeke. He's gonna, even though he doesn't get a lot of yards, he's a touchdown fiend. And what do we chase in fantasy? We chase touchdowns. Don't overthink it. Just play Zeke. At wide receiver, I have Garrett Wilson, rookie for the Jets. He's starting to emerge now as the guy. Mike White seems to have a connection with him already, which is a great sign. He was taken top 10 in the draft for a reason. He had 2 touchdowns last week. He's playing against the Vikings defense that can be susceptible to the pass, even though they have been playing better than usual. He's still the number 1 guy for the Jets. I don't see why you shouldn't be starting him this week. Gerald Everett at tight end. The Raiders defense, we already know stinks, but they're really bad against tight ends. So Gerald Everett getting a tight end, it can be difficult in fantasy. So just getting a guy that can get 4 to 5 targets and maybe get 3 catches for like 50 yards and has the touchdown potential with having a quote superstar quarterback. Because I'm kind of getting lower on Justin Herbert now. I would start him over a lot of people. And then the Steelers defense is my start. They've been forcing a lot of turnovers, and we want our defenses to oh wait, are you zooming out to roast me or are you zooming out to all right. Steelers defense forcing a lot of turnovers, playing the Falcons. Mariota can be easily prone to turning the ball over. They don't really throw the ball as much as it is. They're not going to probably score a lot of points. So the Steelers, to me, seems like in a smash spot because if you need a flyer defense for the week or maybe stash one for the playoffs, who knows? Maybe we're back to the Steelers of old. Sits. This one hurts me to say. Daniel Jones is a sit this week. Commanders are hot. They're getting their full strength defense back. This is going to be an ugly game. Watch me say. Well, I'll say. Watch this. Daniel Jones is not going to throw a pick this week. I just made him throw a pick this week just by saying that. I'll save you the time. Don't play anybody in that game if you're not named Saquon. Honestly, even Terry McLaurin's questionable at this point because Taylor Heineke they don't throw the ball that much.
Mm-hmm.
Latavius Murray's a sit. Broncos offense stinks. They can't run the ball. Mike Boone's back, so now this might just be a split backfield. So you have 2 bad running backs splitting the reps on a bad offense against a really good run defense. No. Curtis Samuel, for the same reason that I would say bench Daniel Jones, bench Curtis Samuel. The Commanders don't really pass the ball a lot. Ever since Heineke stepped in, Curtis Samuel is kind of non-existent. He gets like 3-4 targets a game. It's not what you want. He gets through by getting rushing touchdowns on a random run, for 2 weeks. Cool. Uh, Taysom Hill is a sit for me. I can't wait to see so many people buy into the bait because Jawan Johnson's out. They need a tight end, so they're going to start Taysom Hill.
Mm.
I can't wait to see him not catch the ball and run the ball maybe 3-4 times and score 2 fantasy points. I will never fall for the Taysom Hill bait. How many people, even though he's like ranked like tight end 12 or whatever, it's because he had that one monstrous game where he rushed for 3 touchdowns. That's all it's based off of.
And what didn't he go against you that week?
No, he actually didn't go against me that week.
Oh.
But I was still pissed at the guy that played him because it made no fucking sense for him to play him. But I would not fall for the bait. And then the Broncos defense, I'm not going to play because the Ravens do still. This game could still hit the under, and the Ravens drop like 30 points. That's how bad this Broncos team is. The Ravens have shown that they can score on almost anybody. It's just a problem of can they hold the lead. But Broncos defense isn't looking like itself the past couple weeks. What are you mad at me for? How did that upset you?
Misclick. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah, I bet. I can't trust anything on this Denver team. Nothing. Even though the Broncos defense has shown to be like the backbone of this team, they got cooked last week or the week before.
Yeah.
Which is scary because if that doesn't work, then what are they?
Yep.
What is the team? So I because it's against the Ravens, I would hesitate to play them. I feel like you could find better options and better matchups. Like I have the Niners defensive fantasy. I don't play them every week. I'm not playing them this week.
Yeah, can't
because they're playing a good offense.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens have the potential to drop 30 points with ease. They're one of those teams that can just get the ball going on you and control the entire game. So I personally am not going to trust that.
Gotcha.
And that is my starts and sits.
Good shit, Shane. Well done. All right, fellas, that is the Week 13 NFL pregame show. Games start in about an hour and 15. Get your bets in. Again, Chiefs, Bengals, 425 start. I have the winner for you. At GoGetEm_sports. Hit me up. I'll send that right to you. Tell me you're from the show. It's yours for free today. All right, Shane. See you in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, have a great weekend. Be safe. Bet responsibly. We'll see you back here next Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time for NFL Week 14.